Welcome back to the Green Room Podcast. I wait for you to move. You know I wait for you to move.
So the longer it
takes, the longer that little pause is.
I wanted to see how long you would wait.
Just until you move. Sorry, listeners. You have no idea. Let's just watch the video. Watch the video. Welcome back to the Green Room Podcast. My name is Massimo and Brendan. To my right, I have a man adjusting his mic stand very oddly.
What
are
up?
You doing?
I'm Lemmy.
Lemmy?
Yeah, Lemmy from Motorhead. Actually, this isn't even what he did. I'm good. How are you? I'm Brendan.
No, you're Lemmy.
I'm Lemmy.
I think I'm good. What are you doing? We sat here for like 10 minutes talking, and now you're moving all that? And you took the better mic.
Going.
You took the better mic stand too.
At least I was on time.
Oh, we're gonna fly right past that. We're here at the Lovely Franklin Theater in downtown Franklin. What are you doing?
The Lemmy, bro. I'm doing the Lemmy. And halfway through, I'm going to switch to the James Hetfield, which is hilarious. Keep going.
I can't wait to see
I'll do it right now. Wait, go ahead.
Okay, we're going. Well, it was in a... Just lean over.
If you've ever seen early Metallica videos, his microphone is all the way down there, so he'd be like, and stand.
And stand
it was
up.
crazy, and then stand up to the audience, and then bend all the way down to his mic.
That was great.
Thanks.
That was like actually, you should.
I'm a performance artist.
No, you're not. I was editing. This is a sneak peek into the
jam band.
No, I was editing the musical chairs, and Henry was on drums, and he totally screwed up the ending of the song, which I will not announce quite yet.
I forget what
and
song
he
it
was
is.
like, the 3-piece.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, I'm a field drummer. I was like, no, you just messed up. Anyway, I noticed we have these lovely cans next to us.
Yep.
There was an event at the theater. Ow, you're not going to open yours?
I'm going to wait until... I'm just going to chug the whole thing in one thing, I think, later.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I will not be doing that because I'm actually thirsty. But
yeah, something different, actually. It was the More Weight show.
That they bought a ton of Liquid Deaths. And
we still have them.
We still have a ton. You know what I think about? You know what I watch about? You know what I watch a lot now? Not the full thing, but on TikTok and stuff, is that podcast you showed me.
Basement Yard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are funny.
They had a new episode come out today.
Did they post Mondays is when they post?
Yeah, Mondays. All my favorite podcasts come out on Mondays, and then one of them comes out on a Wednesday night.
How did you find out about them?
I don't know. Oh, Joe
Rogan?
Santagato. That's one of the guys in the podcast.
Oh.
He still does, but back in the day, he would do YouTube videos. And he had this viral series of like people at Walmart where he'd like show weird people at Walmart and just, do commentary on it.
Okay.
And from that, I found his podcast, but the old, like way back. Like it was like 2018 when I started listening to him. Like, way back in the day. He's had a couple co-hosts since I started listening.
Oh, really?
It's been him and a couple co-hosts. Because the guy, Frank, used to be on it way back in the day, like intermittently. And then he had this guy, Danny Lo Priori. Him and Danny did it for like 2 years. And then when COVID happened, Danny left, started his own podcast, which is...
Quitter.
No, I loved him. He's the man. And then Frank joined back on again during COVID. And
I like their dynamic. It's very... That's the only reason I want like a table and like the little mics on there, because what's his face? He'll laugh and then like put the mic down, like just
slam it. Yeah.
Anyway. How you doing, Brendan?
I'm good. I'm very tired today.
Me too.
Even though
we say that every time.
My energy drink that's over there that I had. My energy
go
tea.
Get it.
I'm gonna go get it, I think.
We say
I'm
that
good.
Every time.
I'm plotting and scheming. You guys know that cover album I talked about a little bit. I've been plotting and scheming on it. Getting some people to maybe be on it. I think we've
got the list now of everyone we want on it.
So here's the thing that I'm doing with it is that I want to have a different singer on every single song, right? I want it to be like a collaborative album. But I have only confirmed one singer for it. Well, that's a lie. I've confirmed 3, almost 4 for it. Because,
so like almost the full thing.
Well, I need to get 4 more people. because I have
Oh.
a duet
I forgot about
that
the duets.
the two people have agreed on. There's only one duet
So why do you need
because
4 more? There's like 6 songs.
7 songs. I added a song.
Oh, that's right.
And I have the duet, so it makes it 8 people that I need, and I have like 3 or 4 right now.
That's not bad.
I have 4 being if I choose that I sing one, which is only if I find a replacement, so it doesn't have to be me. But I really want to do that song. So,
dude, scheduling for anything like that is the toughest part of.
Well, that's why I'm doing it now, because my goal is I want to record it in January or February to release it in the summer next summer.
That doesn't, as a person who does that, doesn't matter.
No,
you can
I
get
know.
Some of that drops a month out.
I'm sure I know, but
So,
I'm figuring it out.
yeah.
But I'm also only doing I'm gonna do vocals at my place. So hypothetically, if somebody drops a day of, if I can get there for another day, they could just come over to my place another day. You know what I mean?
As opposed to a studio. Or,
yeah, that's why I'm trying to not do vocals at the studio. I just want to do instruments and stuff.
That
drums, acoustic guitar, and guitar amps. For certain stuff, I'm doing amps for.
But the big one, you got to do all that at Smokestack.
Other than vocals, I think.
I would do it all there.
That's true.
Honestly, I would do it.
I might get that guitar player maybe to do harmonies or sing it if my singer is unavailable. Maybe not sing it.
I don't know about that.
He's great at harmonies. He'd be great for harmonies.
Are there even harmonies in there?
Have you even heard the Dave version?
Yeah, we just played it.
It's all along Watchtower. Sorry, I'll sneak it here.
I was trying not to say it.
I'll do it here. I'm doing one of the songs I'm doing is all along Watchtower, the Dave Matthews version, but more rocking a little bit.
I gotta learn that.
I'll send it to you. And I got a really cool guitar player. 2, I need to ask the second one to confirm him, even though he loosely told me he's cool.
Yeah,
Henry.
I would get.
I'll say Henry. Whatever. I don't care. I want to have Henry on it a couple times. Henry.
The other guy does.
The
Do
other
you have his
guy.
number?
Yeah, I got his. Yeah.
Oh.
He actually is more confirmed than Henry. I need to just formally ask him.
Henry
Can I tell you what I'm really debating doing?
Uh-oh.
Reaching out to Grace Bowers to see if she would want to do a song.
Which one?
That's the thing. I think it'd be Meant to Live. Have her solo on Meant to Live.
I don't think that's her thing, to be honest.
Well, see, but that's the thing. I kind of want it to be a little.
I would do the Dave one.
No, because it's got to be Henry and Sam. I'll bleep his name.
No, you're not.
No, I will, but I won't.
Every time you say you're gonna bleep it, you don't. It's me. I'm the bleeper, guys. I don't think I want that. I don't know where.
But then, do I move Sam to another song?
No, I think Sam on that would rip.
See, because in my mind, it's Matt, Henry, and then Sam, and then the outro part of the song after that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll ask Grace to do the jam band idea that we talked about last episode.
Oh, yeah.
If we do the live show, be like,
make
hey,
our own jam band. That would be...
Come out and do a song with us at Kimbro's.
Well, then we could do the same song, and we just have like a ton more solos.
Yes.
And she would just take one.
Well, there's no way if we actually do this jam band thing, I refuse to do it without doing All Along Watchtower.
Oh, yeah.
That's really the only reason I want to do it, is for that song.
It's quite fair.
Dude, I cannot wait. I'm going to start buying stuff now for it. Like the splash cymbal that I told you. I'm buying a splash cymbal for the record.
For me.
Yeah.
I'll probably get 2.
Yeah, but we'll start with one.
If you buy one, I'll buy one.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I want one.
And they're semi-cheap, actually.
Depending on the ones you get, yeah.
Yeah, but also, I think it's kind of... I think it's almost the charm of a little splash. Is that, like, having an assortment of not the most... You know what I mean? You have a couple trashy, like... Almost like the idea of a stack. Where it's like, well, you could just take a couple cymbals that are all cracked. Put them on top of each other, and it might sound sick.
We need to go to Forks at the same time and just pick 2 that will
Dude, I'm buying it on Facebook Marketplace.
But no, don't buy cymbals online.
Dude, that's the deal.
No. You do not. You can buy drums online. Cymbals, I would never buy online.
Why not?
Because,
tell me and the people. We weren't planning on talking about this.
Hello, people.
But
So,
why?
drums. Let's take the example of drums. You go on Facebook Marketplace. Pictures look okay. You're like, okay, cool. And it's like, let's say it's a Gretsch kit, and if you're a Gretsch player already, or you know a little bit about drums, you kind of know how that sound's going to be. And you can see in the pictures if there's any wear and tear. All right. Let's say, hey, meet up at this place. I'll give you cat, whatever. You go, you can give it the kind of actual inspection before you actually buy it of how beat up it is or not. And then you can change the sound of those drums to whatever you want. It doesn't matter if the heads on it are bad, because you can just swap out the heads.
The new hoops
you
on
get
it.
new hoops if you want. You can do whatever. You can rewrap
hardware.
it. Doesn't matter, because it's just kind of a blank slate for you to do whatever. A cymbal, let's say you buy it online. You do the same thing. You check the pictures. It looks okay. You go there. Let's say you play it. You're like, yeah, I don't like it. That's it. You cannot change the sound of that cymbal. You can make it dry, put some tape on it, but it's still the same thing. You know, drums, you have, to me, you have way more flexibility on what the sound can be on that drum versus a cymbal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean some cymbals not flexible, but you're buying it, I would think, for the sound that it's made to be, the whatever specific brand, whatever. So that's why I never buy them online. I need to hear a cymbal first. That's why I have that A custom. That's signed by Keith Carlock, by the way. It's pretty great. But it's got a crack in it, so I don't really use it. So I bought a new one. This was years ago. And I got it. I just ordered it online. Completely different. Completely different. Exact same. It's an A custom crash, 19-inch. Completely different sound. Completely different. I was like, what? This sucks.
Yeah.
And that's just the way cymbals are. Like they get, I think the way most people do it, I could be wrong, is there's a weight that they need to get to with a range of the weight that says, yeah, this is not classified as this thing, the way it's polished or whatever. And if it's within that range, it's fine. But again, there's still a range, and every single one is different, especially because they're all especially the hand hammered ones. It's just how they hammer it. So there's a lot of little nuances. That's why cymbals, like, you can definitely collect those and be like, this is one sounds specifically really good, and the next one next to it might be meh or okay.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that. I would never buy it online for me.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, all you drummers out there.
My only thing is that it's just a little splash. It's just a little.
All that, and it's
just a little splash.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna buy one, you buy one, and we're gonna use on the same thing, I would want them to just make sure they sound okay. That's another reason for this specific.
The other thing I need to figure out is the China situation, because you don't
just
own
borrowed
one.
Zach's.
But then, can we though? Probably not, or we'd have to pay him, like rent it from him.
No, we'll just ask. It's not my audio interface; it's a symbol.
True.
If he says no, it's fine. We'll figure it out. But we can
My eye won't stop twitching. God.
Your eye is twitching?
Yeah.
Quit it.
Stop.
When you did that, I saw it twitch.
So, you know how last week Song of the Week was Fake ID?
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about it. OEG was just at the Franklin Theater.
I missed
Did a songwriter's night.
I missed it.
He did miss it. It was an amazing night.
I was gone for a week, guys. I was in Montgomery. Don't say it was that good. I know it was good.
Well, now we don't need to spend much time on it because you say you didn't want to talk about it a lot. But
yeah,
you did have a good gig that paid you very well.
I did.
That is worth it. I would have taken that too. So don't be upset about it.
I'm not. I am upset. But I don't know. It's all my buds. They're playing.
Yeah, it was great. It was Caitlin, Killian, obviously, Sevi, David Duvall, who's such a nice guy and great singer-songwriter. And then Ben Wagner, who was such a nice guy. Soundcheck, he was playing John Mayer.
What song?
I always forget the name of it, but it's the guitar song that isn't Neon.
The guitar song?
The song that's like got the really hard riff, but isn't Neon. Or it was the...
Why Georgia?
Yeah. He was playing that.
That's a hard riff.
No, but it's like a cool riff that guitar players, like, if you're
from the
learning
same
John
record.
Mayer stuff, you learn Neon, all those, and then you learn that song.
Yeah.
You learn something like Olivia.
The girl I was out with that week playing with, she knows Ben.
Oh,
because I think I mentioned it or something, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he's Catholic. He doesn't really do Catholic events." And because I think they played together for something, or they know each other. I was like, "Oh my gosh, no way!"
A couple of them brought up, the Lord or whatever that night. Like they brought up religion in their songwriting.
Oh,
and stuff.
they
I
brought
think
up
it might have been
the
Ben.
Lord.
Might have been Ben.
Probably
There was also this new guy, Cash. I never met a new songwriter right for them.
hopped on, quick.
But that's fine. And it was, I felt bad for Sevi and Caitlin because he was sitting between them, so I had to just blare him in their wedges so that, and he did want a loud mix, which was double
Sevi
down.
Was saying, yeah.
But it was great. All of them sounded amazing. I had a lot of fun mixing, especially because like.
Oh, tell them that little trick you were telling me about.
Well, so there's a couple things. So I did this thing where, because like this is gonna be so in the weeds for engineers, but whatever. Here we go. So you like always like engineers, if you're mixing live, you check your room, you EQ the room to songs or whatever, or even pink noise sometimes or whatever, just to like get the room, any weird resonances or any weird pings in the room, get rid of that so that what's coming off the stage is the most true to what's coming off stage, right? Like the sonically, what's coming out of the mics and into the out of the speakers is as unaffected by the room or as honest as it's supposed to be, right? And so I had been working on my session for it a couple weeks before because I was also running foldback. So I was like, I had to make sure everything was all good in the hood when they showed up. So I didn't have routing problems. I didn't have this, that, or the other. What I did to like EQ, so like all my effects, like my reverb, delay, and all that stuff. What I did was, after I EQ'd the room, and I had the room all good, I had already set all my times and stuff for my effects. I already knew like I had a slap, I had a long and short vocal verb, and then the delay, whatever, like the tap delay. I routed all of my effects to the iPod track, and I picked like one song. I think it was Ghost Train by
Walking in Memphis.
What's his name? Mark Cohen? Is that the name? Yeah.
This is the guy that does Walking in Memphis.
Great. Is it? I did not know that.
That's on the same record.
Didn't even know that.
You didn't?
That's the only song I know by that guy. So.
Well, now you know two.
Now I know. So I routed everything to that, and I went one at a time down all the effects, and I had them like 60% wetness of like compared to the track. So it was like it was pretty reverbed out or pretty delayed, whichever one I was on, but it wasn't overwhelming, right? And I would just sit there and let it play and take out the resonances and the reverbs and stuff through what the track was playing. Because and I knew it wasn't going to be like concrete. Like I still had to touch it once the guys got there, but it was like
it was better,
especially with the reverbs and stuff. If you want them to sit real well with the vocals, especially when you have a songwriter night where it's just them and a guitar, like the long reverb, you want it to be not have any weird resonances or any weird pokes in it, so that when it hangs, it just hangs and it's just this amazing trail, right? And I think I spent the most on the slapback and the long verb because the slapback also can feed back real quick because it's real fast, and so the microphones will pick it up. And like if you have a weird resonance in the slapback, it's going to start to and get real wonky.
Did anyone want verb or anything in their wedge?
Caitlin asked if it was possible, and I was like, yeah. So I gave it to her, but she was the only person that had it in her wedge, but everyone else, nobody asked for it. But they're also it was just them in the room, so they probably heard the verb in the house.
Yeah, it's surprising how much it kicks back onto the stage, verb and everything. Even if there's no verb, just the PA hitting back on the stage is kind of nuts. So people, there's like whenever Matt does monitors, or even if it's not Richard doing front of house, but someone, and they have verb on, and someone on the singer at the front is like, "Can I get some verb?" It's like, just wait till the house kicks on.
Well, and what's interesting too is because when you have a full band thing, you probably need it more because you lose the perception of the house.
Agreed.
Like the acoustic show.
Oh, you hear it all.
Here's the other thing too: is selfishly it helps me because there's no trails on stage.
Yeah.
And all the bounce back is just direct.
Yeah.
So you have more of a center dry, and then you can actually use more verb than you would be able to without, like if they were on ears.
Yeah.
Because you have just dry signal coming off the stage. Anyway, so I routed all my effects to that, and then I would EQ all the weird resonances and stuff out of it so that when they came in for sound check, they were a lot closer, significantly closer to what they ended up being compared to what, like just a flat EQ, right? Yeah, I did that.
Other tips and tricks for aspiring front of house and fullback?
It was actually really nice that I had, because like I hate chasing decay times on reverbs in between songs. So just I had a long verb that I didn't really touch.
What were these set to?
The short
10 seconds.
No, the short one was like, I think 1.3 or 1.4.
Oh, that's pretty short.
Pretty short, but like...
But you could drench it and it'd be nice.
Yeah, and it was almost like a bigger room. Like it made it just bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. Maybe like 1.5, 1.6 something. And then the long one was like 2.7, 2.8, something like that.
Man, I go to 4.
Well, but so here's the thing is that I also had my tap delay going to both of those. So the delay was always in the verb. So the delay trails were verbed out. Right.
Oh.
So the verb was longer, and I also had a little bit of a compressor on my long verb. So when I gave them enough of it, if it was too much, it would compress it, but had a really low release or really slow release, so it would just kind of trail it out.
That's what you want. Yeah.
So I'd have to go check. And actually, there was a couple times, like when Sevy did Maggie Jones, I cranked up the decay on the long one, made it longer. Did. When Caitlin did Mr. Sunshine, I cranked it up, made it a little longer. But that's where the basses were. That's just where they kind of sat. And then I had my slap, which I just kind of let it be, which had a lot. I had to give it a lot more feedback than I thought. Because, like, things slap back is just literally just 1. But it was like 9.
Oh.
But because I think it's that delay doesn't have a good, like, you really only hear the first 3 repeats and then the rest are kind of washed out. So I had to give it more so that it actually slapped.
Kind of okay though, like
exactly. For live, it's fine. Studio stuff and on guitar, that's not what you want because that's the whole point of delay for guitars.
The Behringer, because I use delays because of the courtyard thing. It like goes. There's like 5 or 6. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't. I'm like, I have to.
It's more like a guitar delay than a rack delay.
I mean, and they have a couple. They might have 2 or 3, but like one's like the same thing. It's just like a stereo versus a mono, and it's like it's not. I don't have a ton to pick from.
Yeah,
and it's I don't know.
Yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to talk about from that night that was fun was that Sevy did a song that was very explicit and asked the audience if they wanted the explicit or clean version, and including all of our normal, standard older age audience members, everybody wanted and asked for the explicit version and loved it. We got such good response from that. And Mr. Sunshine, Caitlin was not planning on doing that night at all.
Oh, really?
She hadn't even thought of it. And during sound check, I was like, are you going to do Mr. Sunshine? She's like, no, I didn't even plan on doing that. Do you want me to? I was like, I want you to do whatever you want. I don't want you to make me, I don't want to like impose something, but I would love for, you should do it at sound check.
Yes.
You should do it right. I said, you should do it right now though, at sound check. I was up in front of house on the talkback. Like, you could do it right now. She's like, oh, okay. She did it. Crushed. And the Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. It was so good. One little thing I forgot to mention. My short verb was a plate. My long verb was a haul.
Oh.
And then my guitar verb was a haul, but it was a shorter haul.
See, I think I would have done the opposite.
See, I think that's why I could, like, my long trails were so good is because a plate is a lot more resonant, a lot more metallic. So it's I don't know. It was so nice. Like, if you go watch the videos that I sent you and listen to the verbs, the long ones, like, if you looked at my faders, were probably almost at unity at that point. Like, it was loud. But it's the haul, so it was like,
yeah.
Hauls
are surprisingly
a plate
nice.
will just go and die. A plate doesn't trail off as well. A plate just kind of goes and then is done.
Do you like spring verbs?
A haul,
like spring? I've never really liked the spring reverb.
Spring is on guitar.
It's really specific.
It's guitar.
Yeah.
It's a guitar
or like
verb.
a 60s vocal.
Yeah, but then even then, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just not a big fan.
What they used to do with the spring verbs back in the day, that was like, the reason people loved them is because you take a spring verb, because they were just rack units, right?
Yeah.
So you send it, your verb would be the spring, and then you run it into a chamber and record the chamber. So like how the people like back in the day would put up speakers in chamber, like in the 60s and stuff.
Yeah.
Track the chamber. They'd also run a spring through the chamber.
Well, the only time I really liked a spring was at Dark Horse. We actually did when the levee breaks, Led Zeppelin, and the
But then the thing is that's even fake, because that's not even what they did.
But we did there was the delay, and then we also had a spring. We had a spring, like a legit spring.
Dude,
and it was kind of sick.
There's a reverb spring unit on Facebook Marketplace right now. $200. I'm so close. I'm this close to buying it. I'm this close.
What's it going to take for that finger to go down?
One more paycheck. One more paycheck, and I got to pay rent. And then if it's looking good after that,
oh, dude, I bought that.
Might do it.
I bought a 25-foot snake already.
I lied.
And what?
I'm not buying that today. Today was posted was an API like rack unit, $200 with like the 8 slots for API stuff.
Yeah, but my Evo 16, I just get that. Sounds like a rack. It sounds like an API.
Well, no, but that's an interface. That's just a lunchbox.
But you can get the SP8. It's just 8. It's 8 inputs.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
No,
it's not an interface at all. It's literally just XLR in, XLR out.
Yeah,
but it's for those API slots. So you put like a compressor, a 2 more. Like
is it a 500?
Yeah, the 500 stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 500.
Oh,
500
I get it now.
slot.
I get it now. Sorry, I was like, you just want APIs?
No,
just get some...
I get that, and then I get a patch bay, and I start buying stuff for that.
It's over. It's over.
Come to your boy.
Chug your drink now before we do Song of the Week.
Okay. Well, I wasn't prepared for that. So
you said you were going to do it.
Yeah, but when I want, on my terms, friggin'
Is it
government? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, go.
Okay. No, I don't want to talk about politics at all. We never do it. Let me just say, intro music is such an important thing to whenever you're walking into anything. The fact that he walked out to Many Men is the coolest shit ever. I'm sorry. It's the coolest shit ever. All right, here we go. You ready?
Okay. I'm going to do it with you.
Sponsored by Liquid Death.
How did you do that?
And you didn't even finish it. I can hear it.
Didn't.
Song of the week. It's my song of the week.
Oh, everything.
Wait,
no, it's my song.
It's your song of the week. Sorry.
Everything hurts. Oh. I regret that. I don't know why I did that.
That was great.
Yeah.
I feel refreshed.
You feel hydrated.
Guess what
now?
isn't twitching anymore? My eye. You know why?
Liquid Death. Sponsor
Damn
us.
right. Yeah. All right.
Now I'm burping. Oh, okay. Song of the week. Oh yeah, I guess I'll do that one. So, Sevi, if you're watching this, he probably isn't, or anyone from OAG. You're gonna hate me for this, but we're gonna do a band Camino song. They hate the band Camino now. Okay,
you play it nonstop?
No. Here's the deal. The first few runs I did with Sevi early this year.
You shoved it down their throat.
No. He made a playlist and said, "Hey," I shared it with everyone. And said, "Hey, just everyone add music." And I didn't hop on that train till like an hour into the car ride. So there's like a few hundred songs, and then a few hundred songs of mine because I was like, "Oh, I can just add music." I added so much music.
That's the problem is you add too much.
Well, everyone else had a ton of music on there.
Yeah, but you added yourself had just as much songs as the whole rest of the band.
Not quite.
You know what you're doing.
Not quite.
Keep going.
Anyway, and so, well, it wasn't even that. It was that the band Camino kept playing. And I didn't have that. It was like 5 or 6 songs from them. Like it wasn't out of a few hundred. Yeah. It was like 800 songs at the end of it. And at first somebody was like, "Oh, this is pretty good." And then we were driving to Texas. So 11 hours, you hit that a lot there and back.
Yeah.
So now they hate the band Camino. I mean, I think he likes it, but he
tired of hearing it.
Doesn't listen to it. Anyway, so we went to the band Camino. They put out an EP maybe a couple months ago by now. I'm surprised I haven't done this for Song of the Week yet. It's called Bruises. And the song I'm going to do from that is the original favorite that I had. I think Nostalgia might be my favorite now, the second track. But, Someone Who's Trying is the first track. And that's going to be track. So, okay, here's the band Camino, Someone Who's Trying.
Can't hear unless your heart hurts. I'll try waiting my turn. You showed up, gave me a chance. I know it's out of my hands. And always
hope you guys like that song. One of my favorites that they've
Yes.
done. I remember.
Here's the thing.
What?
Is that I can't unhear the 1975 in anything that sounds like it anymore, but it's good. It's very good, but all I can hear is 1975.
See,
in a good way, but still.
Yeah. I'm not saying I disagree, but it's different.
Which is interesting. The 1975, that year is not a very, like, band name doesn't correlate
Why do you know why they had that name?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
No idea.
And it's not even, it's the 1975.
I mean, yeah.
Don't screw it up. It's the 1975.
They're so good.
Oh my gosh, we saw them last year.
I wonder if they're going to put out a new thing soon. Because they haven't been
A
touring
record?
for a little bit. And they haven't
I
released
don't
a
know,
record
man.
in like 2
I
years.
didn't even think they were going to put out, because I remember reading that they weren't even going to put out this last one.
Because they were going to break up.
Yeah.
And then they didn't. Yeah.
And so who knows? Who knows if they're even going to tour again?
Eddie Healy's probably going to do solo music now or something.
It'll just be 1975, though.
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing.
But-
Maybe a little less, like, digital. Because I think that was all Ross and the other guy.
Yeah, but are people going to go see that?
No. Because girls love Ross and they love the guitar player and the drummer. Like, they love all those guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Matty Healy, is he going to pull stadiums? Because they were in arenas and stadiums, man.
She's American. I don't know if I'm even doing it.
It starts with a.
It like starts on a weird beat too.
Yeah, it's a weird because it's so fast that you just like, well, do it again.
Yeah.
What a good song.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, you play guitar. We have guitars behind us.
We were going to talk about guitar tones today.
That was our segue into guitar tones.
I want to start guitar tones with something we maybe didn't think about when I mentioned guitar tones, but I want to mention it briefly at the beginning, then we can move on. Out of acoustic guitar tones, some of the best acoustic guitar tones I've ever heard in my life. Dave Matthews, Fleetwood Mac,
Okay.
and one of my favorite acoustic tones is actually the acoustic tone in Summer Breeze.
I don't know that one.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
I don't know
it's
that
like Loggins and Mencia.
Messina.
Yeah, like the
Really?
yacht rock song. You put it in the playlist.
No, that was in there.
It's such a good song.
Really? How do
It's
I
got
not
a
know
weird, like
that?
a very roomy acoustic tone, but I like it. But yeah, Dave Matthews acoustic tones are so good.
I like my preferred acoustic tone is something. It's either got to be a little bit darker, like a John Mayer acoustic thing, not like neon, not that. Like like the live record, the Nokia one. I love that sound in that state. I thought that
That's just a
guitar
DI
tone was
though.
great. I know. I loved it because it was darker and it was full. It was really good. It wasn't annoying. It was from listening to that record that I was like, oh, acoustic guitars don't have to be like so bright.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought they had to be really bright.
Yeah. Making them bright is when it's not like a part. It's just an acoustic guitar in a song.
Yeah.
You can use it almost like a song, like how bands use like tambourine and shit. Just as like the
Yeah,
highs, and you just make it a little thing and you just kind of put it in the back. Yeah.
But before that, and it's still really one of my favorite sounds, is a pretty brilliant acoustic guitar, a little bit thinner maybe, but with a chorus on it.
I mean, yeah.
I love.
Yeah, I mean, we did it on Hannah's record.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that sound.
Yeah, chorus on acoustic is great. Now, you're not a big Deadhead.
No.
But Grateful Dead guitar tones,
go
the
rant.
best ever.
Go, rant. Go.
Well, so like here's his thing, is that he didn't have a guitar amp per se. You ever heard of his wall of sound?
Yeah.
He had all these like he had power amps to run to all these giant speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's controlling everything on his pedal board and on his guitar. He had like 4 compressors, but like different tones and different ways they'd compress. And like, oh my gosh, his guitar had like 1 million switches on it, but it was because like each one made a different tone.
Sheesh.
He was the man. And like the tone shaping too, like the way he'd use, he was a big spring reverb guy, but he'd have like a spring reverb tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's cool too because you can like kick it and it'll make a sound.
He's just playing.
Well, yeah, because like if you have like a just a spring tank and you hit it,
Yeah.
I don't know. Jerry Garcia's bass tones, guitar tones, so good, so good, so good. I mean, how can I not mention Slash? I mean, come on.
Fine. Neil Sean.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I'm just kidding.
We
We all know who he stole from.
Journey just played here, and I didn't get to go see
We all
him.
know who he stole from. We'll get to that later.
Wow.
I mean, we've talked about
Wow.
it multiple times
Not
on
Tone.
this podcast. Yeah, Tone. Yeah, Tone.
Actually, no, because he uses his amps.
Yeah, what are you talking
Shut
about?
up. Shut up. I forgot.
He uses a 5150 amp and the same like delays and everything. Oh my gosh.
He's great. Did you know they just played here with Def Leppard and Steve Miller Band?
Yeah. I was
On
actually just
Saturday?
about to say guitar player from Def Leppard.
Oh yeah,
Great
great tone.
tones.
I think they're. I don't know
They're slept
why
on.
they're. Huh?
They're slept on.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're underrated.
Yeah.
The vocal,
Their
everything, the
harmonies,
production,
the
everything.
photograph.
Dude, they slap.
They did Foolin' too, right?
Foolin'.
Yeah, such a good song. My mom, it's the only like rock song she likes is Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Mentioned in Caitlin Killian's
Yeah.
Fake ID,
Here's
which
a
I
good-
did not realize till like a month ago.
Oh, really? Little turn of events guitar tone I hate
Oh,
is like the reeling in the years.
it's
What? It sounds like a tin can. What are we doing here? Now I
Don't
get
tell
it.
Dewey that.
It was the sound back in the day because a lot of other bands like Mississippi Queen,
Yeah, but it works.
similar vibe.
But it works.
Yeah, Chicago has similar thing too.
It might might not like the tone by itself, but it works for
Like
the
even
song.
more than a feeling. The guitar tones on that
Really?
kind of almost tin can.
You like the acoustic though, right? Acoustic. The acoustic slaps.
Yeah, it does. Six Wires coming back to the
just,
theater.
I think if you're talking about the more than a feeling, it's a little 4K, like a radio-ish.
Yeah,
a
but
little
then it's
bit
like
small,
and like tin
Yeah.
canny. Yeah,
but it's not that bad. There's way worse.
No,
I don't
Reeling
think
in the
that's
years
bad.
is
But dude, again, it works. All these examples you're giving, it works within the song. If you take it out of the song, it's like that's not good.
true. That's true.
So
Yeah.
you don't on your rant about
Yeah, I
good
mean,
guitar tone, bad
I'll get
guitar
back to
tone.
Slash for a second.
It's a kind of crappy guitar tone.
He wasn't reinventing the wheel because he was just a Les Paul into a Marshall,
Mhm.
but he was so good at like combining the old blues stuff with the modern hair metal stuff at the time.
Mhm.
Because he'd have like, you listen to like Sweet Child of Mine and all that stuff, a lot of reverb. There's delay. He plays with a lot of chorus at times, but then he also is just amp into a Marshall or guitar into a Marshall, just plug right in and just play. Like he's very bare bones. Like his song with Phineas and Ferb, so
I
good.
forgot about that.
Kick it up a notch. Such a good song, and his tone on that is awesome.
I saw.
That's no joke. One of my favorite Slash songs.
Really?
Ever, for real. And it's a Phineas and Ferb song. But it's genuinely
No
so
shame.
good.
I saw some. I might have been yesterday. I was watching a video, and it was like Slash Security's worst nightmare, and he was sprinting off the stage, running like into the crowd, and there was two guys booking it with him. It was like in the.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was
In the
92.
92, this show in Japan.
Yeah, but you could see because they all had that big 80s like hair metal hair.
Yeah.
And so they were running a ton of hair behind them. It was awesome.
Yeah, Slash them and that tour, they had that giant stage.
It was huge.
It's just super long, and they would just run in sprints. There's so many times during that filming, they filmed that concert in Japan.
Yeah.
Or him and Izzy, or him and
You can do it. You can do it.
Gilby. It wasn't because Izzy had left the band by then. Gilby Clark, they would literally like be standing at one point and be like, go and start racing. Like that's so cool. It's so cool.
See, that's the only reason I wish I played something that I didn't have to sit down for. Is I want to run,
yeah, because it's like
man.
all you can really do is just the Tommy Lee News voice thing, where it's just have your kit move and spin and do all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
One other guitar tone that I really love is the band Tool.
Really?
Yeah, because it's cool. Because well, that's the bass.
Whatever.
But the guitar tones, like he turns on distortion a lot, but he's actually normally not very distorted, as distorted as the perception is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of modern metal is actually that way too. It's not actually super distorted. It's that you play pretty hard and you compress it.
Yeah,
so that it's
it just gives it some grit on it. Yeah,
because all really distortion is doing is compressing it a lot and giving it grit and is making it a block.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can do that by playing consistently, recording a DI real loud into a clean amp.
Mm-hmm.
Or cleanish amp, and then compress it and put a little reverb on it, and it's almost like a distorted guitar in a way where it's like this block of, And Tool, not that they aren't distorted, because obviously they are, because they have their moments, but they also have their moments where they're not. He's not super distorted, but it comes off more than is. It's cool. I don't know.
One thing I've realized in the last year or so is that I actually really love big, clean guitar tones.
Yeah,
like 1975 has a lot of great guitar tones, I think. I was just thinking about the War on Drugs, that song. I did one of the song of the weeks, the I Don't Live Here Anymore, but that whole record, it's just they just sound huge. Just the reverb they have on it, and they're clean, but they're not necessarily like strumming like a chord. It's a lot of just like picking out the arpeggio of it and then leading into a chord. Maybe it just sounds huge.
I mean, even
awesome.
The John Mayer stuff, like the new song with Zach Bryan, "Better Days."
Yeah.
Guitar tone on that is dry. There's no reverb on that, but the tone is so nice,
immaculate, so good,
nice.
I saw someone who was like, "If you guys think this man can't play, you're just in denial." I mean, it was just him ripping.
Although I love all the guitar players have been like, it's essentially just Guess I Just Feel Like in a different key, and you're like. Yeah,
we don't talk about
the tone's not as distorted. Guess I just feel like is run through a little like 9-volt amp, which I'm so close to buying one of those on Facebook. Literally $20, like little amp with a 9-volt in the back,
and blow it up.
And you put a 58, literally, and then you put a 57 right up on that thing.
Yep,
right off,
right
cone,
on up on that,
right
thing.
off the cone.
Man.
I'm going to lead into our next segment talking about very controversial guitar tone and guitar player.
Not controversial.
Wait until what I say.
Oh boy.
He, for the time, now rest in peace. He is a legend.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
He definitely changed the game for a long time in shredding and stuff, and tone-wise brought in the whole phaser on chorus, delay, reverb, super big guitar tones. Eddie Van Halen's guitar tones are pretty good.
I'm clipping just that.
I think sometimes they're very washed out, almost so you can't even tell what he's playing, which also leads into a whole other conversation of I think he's a little overrated. And a lot of times he's just not even playing anything. He's just making noise and being flashy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but...
Which is...
fine. I don't have any. I like it. Sometimes it works for like.
Here's the problem.
The energy of the song.
Here's the problem.
It's not like a.
Is that it almost is a. It was perfect for him to do it because you need all those things to be him, but like, and to make that all work. Because to make all that noise and make it sound good, you need delay, reverb, chorus, phaser, so that it's like a synth.
Yeah, that's just the bit though.
Yeah, but to be the greatest guitar player of all time, when all you. And the tapping is very cool, yes, because it's very quick, but it's not anything.
I'm definitely clipping this.
Like Eruption is essentially a Mozart piece just on guitar.
Yes. He's
not top 5 of all time.
Whoa,
not at all.
I
could agree. I can agree to disagree for top 10. But top 5, no.
Who's
No.
your top 5?
I think Derek Trucks is 5.
Okay.
I think Jimi Hendrix is 1.
Oh, we're just shooting the one. Okay.
Well, they're all. It depends on the conversation.
Just say 5. Just go for 5. Doesn't matter the order.
Okay, the top 5. Yeah, no order. Jimi Hendrix, Derek Trucks. Even though I'm not a big fan all the time, I think Jimmy Page.
Oh my gosh, no.
What are you talking about?
No. I'd put Eddie way above Jimmy. I'm not even kidding. He's not bad. Maybe way above is an extreme. But no, man.
I don't know.
No. Well, okay, we'll do another day on guitars.
Yeah, we need to do a day on because now I'm trying to think of my top 5.
Now I'm in it, but
it's changing a lot. My top 5. The more I think about it, the more it's changing. Derek Trucks is definitely in it, and so is Jimmy. Jimi Hendrix is definitely in it.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Jimi Hendrix for sure.
Well, speaking of Eddie Van Halen, the last
Yes.
the
Segment.
Kicking It Old School. Can we get a new name for that already?
Nope. We can. I don't care. I just don't want to pick
I
it.
don't know what it.
So until
should be.
somebody changes it, it's Kicking It Old School.
I know what it. I gave him 5150 from the record 5150 by Van Halen. What'd you think? Did you love it?
Well, this leads into this combines that last conversation. Him and I have talked a lot about how I think Van Halen mixes are terrible around
All of them?
all of them.
I've never agreed with
Not
that.
terrible. Not terrible. No, I didn't say we
That
agreed.
record
I didn't say we
isn't
agreed.
great.
I said we talked about it.
That record isn't great, but
Well,
everything?
so it's all if you compare it to stuff actively coming out at the time, it sounds very amateur to me. The mixes, it's
Okay.
very like they just recorded it, turned the faders up, and turned on
turn the
some
bass
reverb,
down.
muted the bass, and printed it. Like it doesn't sound like they really did much to it.
Yeah.
And that's loose because it's good. It's still great, but if you compare it to stuff like I like some of the most underrated mixes, Skid Row, they have some great mixes.
Honestly, yeah.
Great mixes. 5150 is just tough.
Okay.
I mean, like you talk about how Metallica like doesn't have bass in their mixes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is the bass?
Beyond the mix, because this is about the song.
Okay.
Did you like the song?
Well, the mix is part of the song.
but we're leaving the mix behind.
Okay.
Everything else about the song.
Well, so I do like Sammy. I think he's
Okay.
got good melodies.
Okay.
I was saying it earlier, it's melodies that remind me, not that he's copying them. I'm saying like clearly influenced by like Boston, Chicago, that time period, you
Yeah.
know. There was some of the like turnarounds and guitar parts are weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
The other thing that I noticed, because after I listened to that song and then I jumped around to some other Van Halen songs, there's no double on the guitar. Like you listen to Panama and You Really Got Me and some stuff, there's a left right on the guitar.
Yeah.
There's 2 guitar players. 5150 is just Eddie. There's no
One track,
and
yeah.
when he goes to solo, there's no
nothing left. Yeah.
It's good, but it does sound empty. It sounds like it's
some
missing
of those
a part.
songs, because they were just getting into like doing keyboards and stuff. Like with Jump on 1984, they had just gotten into the synths and stuff. So there's a few songs on that record, like Dreams, where there's a synth or some kind of keys part.
Yeah.
But I think it was very much like, hey, it's just the 4 of us. What can we do with just the 4 of us?
Yeah.
So and Sammy plays guitar, and I think there's maybe not that song, but there's other ones where Sammy's playing guitar.
I don't know. It just felt empty at points. And like those weird turnaround guitar parts were weird. And I didn't like the solo. I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay. But the real question is, so would you listen to it again?
No.
On your downtime, really?
Van Halen, yes, I'll listen. I'd listen to Van Halen.
But not that song?
No. Because
Wow.
and even outside of the 5150 album thing, that song compared to like Dreams isn't. It's like I'd listen to Dreams 3 times before I listen to that song. Like it's got weird turnarounds.
Yeah.
The solo,
Well, I kind of agree. I think
the solo's
is
just
honestly
honestly a copy of like 4 other solos that he's done before that. I mean, I'm sorry.
So we want to go see Sammy Hagar.
Either some guitar players out there are going to be like, he's so right, or like he's so wrong because they're Eddie
there's
Van
a lot
Halen
of-
stands. But here's the thing: like his son, I think is much better than him. I think Wolfgang is
Really?
much better.
I've actually heard that opinion before.
Because here's the thing. Eddie at the time, everyone other than him was just doing like blues riffs. So he started to get the wheel going there with all that stuff. But now you have all these super shredders, all this sweeping, all the metal guys. And then you've got his son who's going, okay, my dad's Eddie Van Halen. He's in this new like era of music and he's combining all the shit his dad built and has been progressed upon and bringing it back almost.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. The problem, again, with I just, when you, as a guitar player, I notice that he's either doing very basic pentatonic notes really fast or he's just doing chromatic whatever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, at the time, it's very cool, but now you have people that do that, but real. Where it's like, all these notes that sound like chaos, but it's all like I don't know. Now that the Van Halen thing is, the Eddie thing has been like progressed upon and done better, like Mateus Sato and all these amazing guys. Forgot to say him in the tone thing, by the way. Mateus Sato, amazing tones. It's just like I now listen to Eddie and I go, well, all this other stuff is newer stuff is more intricate and cool to me than that because that's I don't know. It's tough because I do like I don't want to shit on Eddie because I love Eddie.
You literally have only been shitting on Eddie this
He's a
whole
great
time.
guitar player and stuff, but I can see through the, you know what I'm saying? I can see through the facade. Like, you know what I mean?
Calling it a facade even, I'm like...
Not a facade, but I can see through it. You know what I mean? Like, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Don't ask me to play it because I can't play it. I'm not claiming that I'm better or that I can play it because I cannot. But I can see through it.
It might be because you play guitar and I don't, but I still think he was like a pinnacle. Not anymore, but I still think it's like,
no, I agree. Like he changed guitar playing forever when he started playing. Yeah. But now, since then, and having everything else that has created, I can see right through it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can see right through it.
That makes sense.
I know what he's doing every time. I know what's coming. I can see right through it. And now, like, it doesn't impress me anymore.
Wow. We're going to leave on that depressing note.
Man, this is the end of the podcast.
Wow. That was... I did not think we were
I did not mean to do that either.
You got to give me a song.
Yes.
And then we're out of here.
Welcome to the real world. It was a toss-up for me between a song off the new Zach Bryan record, but I decided not to do that because I figured you would listen to it. So I am doing Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan.
Oh.
Shout out Chapel Roan. And this song is great because the beginning's on piano. It's like a ballad at the beginning. And then it breaks into this thing. It's very 80s, very Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
So good. So good. I'm really hoping to get
a lot of Chapel Roan.
She's really good, honestly.
Oh, no, she has an incredible voice.
Like, I get the perception of, she's a pop singer or whatever. She's so good. So good. And the music is so good. And the mix is pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Okay, what's the song again?
Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan.
Pink Pony Club. Oh, I don't know why I can't say that.
Pink Pony Club.
Yeah, I know how to speak.
PPC.
PPC pipe.
Nope, that's PCP.
Whatever. And on that note, we're going to get out of here. This has been the Green Room Podcast. You can follow us on Podcast The Green Room, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. Yeah.
That's about it.
You can follow me, Massimo D Music, on all platforms, Massimo De Stefano on YouTube. Actively working on some new content. And yeah, Brendan, what you got?
Beatin8 on Instagram, Morway Band. I'm playing with Summer Belt again. We just played on TV. That was fun. So go follow Summer Belt.
Was that live, by the way?
No, we filmed it earlier in the day, and then it came out at 2:30, but it was filmed to be live.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like it's live, but we filmed it earlier in the morning.
Now you spoiled it for all your fans.
A little look behind the curtain. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Okay. Well, we have actually a wonderful guest coming on next time. And I really actually can't wait to get him on. He's one of the newer guy I've been playing for, and I'll leave it at that. But okay, we'll catch you guys next week, and take it easy.
Yeah, peace.
Ciao.